today's lesson. Today's lesson is about irregular past tense verbs. These are difficult for all English learners. There's about 180 different irregular past tense verbs in English, about 180 different ones. And these can be difficult to memorize. So what I'm going to do is break them into categories for you. These categories will help you see the different patterns in English. So there are about 12 categories. We're going to look at them 6 at a time. So I'm just going to draw 6 boxes here for our first 6 categories. So our first category that we're going to take a look at is what we call the very irregular category. The very irregular. These include to be, which of course changes to was, were, have or has, which of course changes to had. Can you add 2 more to this very irregular category? Another one is do, does, changes to did. The last one we consider very irregular is go, changes to went. The next category that we're going to take a look at is I, O, or you, changes to an A. And let me give you a couple examples in this category. Begin changes to began. So here you can see where we mean that I changes to an A. Begin, began. Come, came. Again, you can see where the O changes to the A. And the last example I'm going to give you is run. That's the U changes to ran. You can hear the pronunciation there, run, ran. The next category that we're going to have a look at is O-U-G-H-T or A-U-G-H-T. And these, I'm just going to give 2. Buy, for example, changes to bought. Notice the pronunciation there, bought. Teach changes to taught. Again, notice the pronunciation, there's no hard G sound. Buy, bought, teach, taught. So that's when we add this combination of letters to the end. The next one we're going to take a look at is the I, the E, or the EA combination changes to an O. Changes to an O. So let me give you an example here. Drive changes to drove. So you can take a look. My I, in this case, changes to my O. Drive, drove. Get, got. You can see my E changes to my O here. And the last one, steal, stole. So you can see here's my EA combination, and that changes to O. You may ask the question, well, how do I know if the I here changes to an O like in this box, or changes to an A, like in this box. Well, it's a different sound. Listen to the I in this one. Begin, it's what we call a short I, changes to began. Listen to the I in this one. Drive, which we call a long I, changes to O, drove. That's the pattern there. Now let's take a look at our fourth category here. This is the A, changes to an E. Just one example here for you. Fall changes to fell. And our sixth category that we're going to take a look at is the OW changes to the EW. No changes to new. You can see here the OW, in this case, changes over to the EW here. So these are the first 6 categories. You can look for our next video to take a look at the next 6 categories. My challenge to you is to add 2 verbs to each of these categories, to each box. So add 2 verbs to each box. And look for our next lesson, which will have the next 6 categories. Once you learn these 12 categories, then learning the past irregular is pretty simple. So I hope this helps, and I look forward to our next lesson. Thanks!